these are my point shoe hacks. Okay, so right now I'm wearing customs from SAB's Shoe Room. I'm wearing Olivia Blisson shoes, but if I can't find a custom pair, I usually wear like Z's or V's. About like maybe 2 inches from the top, I just kind of take it down and then just fold it so that it hits it right at my arch. And there's usually like a nail right there, so I just take it out with a pair of scissors. And then once I have that, there, I'll just go back and forth just so it's flexible and that it'll push right into my arch. And then just smush the box a little. Hear that pop? That's another nail in the shank. I paint my point shoes just so they match my tights. I usually use a foundation. I know some people use like point people, but I actually prefer to put it on my ribbons. So I'll usually just take the Beauty Blender and then just cover the shoe. Just do a couple of coats. Sometimes I use a paintbrush just to get in those like little areas around there. And this is the end product of what it looks like. I've worn these a couple of times, so they're less pretty. I personally like elastic ribbons. I just do one loop so that I can just easily like put it around my shoe. I have a lot of metatarsal issues. My second toe is longer than my others, so it's really weak in that second metatarsal. So I usually like to put 2 elastics, just about like a finger length from this seam right here to just crisscross over, and it keeps my foot in and like a little more stable. I do sew my point shoes with floss. I just do it on the outside. I used to try to do it on the inside, but that just took too much time. I always jet glue right in the box. I don't particularly like gluing it on the bottom just because sometimes it gets a little slippery. In my point shoes, I wear Perfect Fit toe pads. I used to wear paper towels in my shoes, and although that gave me like a lot of mobility, it just really wasn't good for my metatarsals. There just wasn't a lot of support, but these literally mold to your foot, so they're perfect. And then I have a little bit of tape. I usually just put this on my big toe. It just helps with like no ingrown toenails. I always wear Second Skin. This is technically not Second Skin, this is Hexagels Plus, but it just like helps chafing, and I usually use it as a preventative measure. And then the final thing I do is just like this scratcher. I don't really know what you call it. And then I'll just take it at the bottom of the shoe and I'll just go almost in like a crisscross, and it just creates like some friction on the bottom of the shoe so I don't slip. I usually rotate about 2 point shoes per week, and now they have skin toned point shoes, which is really cool. I'm not right now wearing a pair of those, but I have a couple. I feel like getting your point shoes is like the biggest moment in a little ballerina's life. It's like the moment when you feel like you really become a ballerina. Point shoes for us are really some of the most important things that we have. We wear them every single day. We rely on them to get us up into our turns, onto our legs. By giving to the SAB Point Shoe Fund, you can help me and my friends stay on our toes.